If you want to hit popularity, you have to work when no one is seeing it. So, hello everyone. Guten Tag, bonjour, dobry dень. This is me, Zeno, today sitting with you. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting to stream. Well, I did tell you that I'm going to stream on, when was it? Tuesday? No. I think I said it I think I said it on Tuesday. And today when I came home, it was like an hour before 12, which is usually when I start. Let me just check the clarity. Yeah, so it was an hour before I usually start, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt awful. I felt genuinely awful. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I called my parents, told them that I'm gonna probably head back to bed. But yeah, then I remembered that I kind of promised you. I kind of promised you to try. And so I ate a bit, and now I'm back with you. Now we won't be sitting here for long. At least I ain't planning to sit here for long. Oh, but in any case, I hope you will enjoy this stream. And yeah, let's get into me sharing you some things. Particularly, we are up today watching this guy. Do I need more comments? I mean, I didn't want to start I didn't want to start particularly a theme stream without me really preparing for it. So I decided, well, yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna watch an old favorite, which turned out to be Brad Polumbo. Give me a second. I just got an email. Yeah, screw it. I'll just put it on Do Not Disturb. With that being said, with that being said, mm, I have a weird notification. But yeah, now I don't really care about it. So, what do you say if we jump directly to the video, shall we? Yeah, I think the picture looks fine. I look fine in it. So, what do we have from Brad that we can watch? I genuinely didn't prepare for this stream. 30 minutes. We need something short. 16 minutes, 61,000 views. That's actually more than compared to his other ones. Yeah, let's check this out. Before I go, I really.
Throw a brick at.
Oh no, he doesn't have ads. Brad, thanks for that. So, guys, holy cow! You know what just what YouTube did? It literally translated my settings. It literally I don't want this. Wait, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I don't need these translations. At first, I was thinking, why do I have English posters with French translation? And then I realized, well, it's kind of because it's some sort of an update or what? It's so stupid. Wait. How do I change my language? Uh, I think I'm gonna have to go to my Google account for this. Uh, God, how do you change the language? Wait. How to change language on Google. Great, navigate to settings. Okay. Yeah, let's click on the icon. Uh Sorry guys. Well, I need to fix this. If you're curious, just like skip a minute or two. And yeah, then I'll be there for the video. Come on. Yes, I found it. Oh, let's keep French as a second one. I know you're not seeing it because there are some private stories there. But yeah, let me now try it. Oh, let's freaking go. I fixed it. I'm so good today. Not only I streamed, but I also fixed my settings issue. That's gotta be a good thing. So, normal gay reacts to insane Pride Month TikToks. Oh, yeah, right. It's Pride Month. I completely forgot about it. Listen, guys, this stream is so unplanned that I'm just going to have fun with you. So if you really want to stick and watch this together with me, I am still going to give my most rational reaction to it. But all in all, let's just get into the video now, shall we?
Throw a brick at a homophobe for me. Happy Pride.
Y'all, we're only like a week into it, and I am already so ready for Pride Month to be over.
I'll show you.
Welcome back, guys. We're gonna react to some kind of absurd woke Pride Month themed TikToks.
He's like playing the role. I don't know if he's playing. Maybe it's just like a thing he's doing. But he's like at least claiming he's the normal gay, which I mean, again, I understand what he means, but I think there's still a lot of judgment from like outsiders on it.
In this bonus video, you guys like watching me suffer and lose brain cells reacting to all
I like that you're doing this for me so that I can react to it, honestly.
this Delulu. So buckle up, make sure subscribed if you aren't yet, yada yada
Am I
yada,
subscribed to
and
him?
prepare to lose some brain cells
I'm
with
still
me,
not
because
subscribed.
some of these are
Maybe
pretty
one day,
ridiculous.
Brad. Maybe one
Up
day.
first, we have a lovely, threatening message.
I swear before God in heaven, the first person that comes out saying that they want a straight pride this year is getting a fist to the goddamn face. I'm
Oh?
still not over what happened to Matthew Shepard back in the 90s, but if you want to talk about something that happened more recently,
Wait a sec.
Jonathan Jost was just killed in front of his husband and the remains of his home and his dog for being queer. If you want to know about the whole story, go on and Google it. I don't have the heart to talk about it right now. If you don't understand why gay people still need pride, then you're not paying attention. People are dead. And if you come into my comment,
The problem that I have sometimes isn't like, at least if I saw the Pride having some beautiful people, I would like maybe enjoy it more. But this is your average Pride Month, Walker. Like, I'm not listen. Everyone has their own beauty standards, but the average person would not rank you at like top level beauty. Like, no offense. So it's like, can we just have at least, maybe it's not even that people are judging the Pride Month if in and of itself, but like what type of people are showing up there. Like, even look at Brad. Like, he's gay, right? He still looks like a great average guy. Like, I'm not gay, but I mean, for like, even if girls can still crave him, I at least think so. And then you have like these types of people who are the man version of this gal. Like, come on.
still need pride, then you're getting blocked and reported. I don't have time for that crap today. Throw a brick at a homophobe for me. Happy Pride.
Well, they them seems lovely and stable. Just casually advocating for violence.
Right, they them. I forgot that these guys are still involved. Sorry if I offended anyone. So sorry. Keep going.
Because from what I hear, that's a really great way to get people to agree with you and support your cause and your movement and welcome you, is to threaten to hit them and encourage people to throw bricks at them. Yeah, not great in terms of convincing the public or presenting yourself as a normal, palatable community. Thankfully, most gay people are not like this person, but unfortunately, you do see this kind of rhetoric.
This is true. I know gay people who are like so don't want to do anything with LGBTQ. Like, they are so sick and annoyed with it. And I get it. Like, it's like the thing that it had turned into. That's like what people do. They don't like particularly the group in and of itself. They're not homophobic because of the group. They're dislikable of what it's pushing. You know what I'm saying? I think you do.
approach among a lot of the online crazy LGBT crowd. Also, just some strange conflations and potential misinformation in there. Matthew Shepard's death was tragic, but probably not actually a hate crime. There's been a lot of extensive reporting into that about how it was probably actually a dispute over drugs and not because he was gay that he was killed. Still sad, still terrible, but that's kind of a common myth. And then with Jonathan Joss's death, it's too soon to say whether it was a hate crime. It's tragic regardless, but the San Antonio Police Department did say there was no evidence it was because of his sexuality. Some could emerge, but for now, we don't know that it's a hate crime. So presenting that as fact is not really true. And
I have no clue about that guy, just so you know. So I'm only going to go with the facts I know. So far, can't tell anything.
regardless, what any of that has to do with the modern pride movement and its, hypersexualization and hyperpoliticization isn't really clear to me, because pride isn't just about, it's okay to be gay, we're good, upstanding members of society. I wish that's what it was about. Then I would be an enthusiastic participant. Unfortunately, it's become, at least in terms of the massive rallies and events in major cities, much more about like sexualization and kinks and fetishes and puppy masks and
That is just what I said like 5 minutes ago. So, and this is coming from a gay person, so you can't call me homophobic.
chaps and sometimes in the presence of minors, which is demonic, and about like all sorts of really fringe ideas about gender activism, like transitioning minors, and associated with just
Let's not talk about
hard
children,
left
please.
political
I'm
agendas.
done. I still have
So what
shit to
any
do
of that
today.
has to do with
I'm
these
trying to
alleged
build my
hate
online
crimes
presence.
isn't really clear to me. Now, of course, I don't think there's any need for a straight Pride Month. I also think that's kind of silly, because the whole reason there's some importance, or at least there certainly was, for gay pride was that people weren't allowed to be gay, right? It was heavily socially stigmatized and even legally punished. So it's not about being proud of your sexuality, which is not an accomplishment. It's about being proud of having overcome a lot of internal and external struggle to become okay with being who you are. At least that's what it's supposed to be about. That struggle just doesn't exist for heterosexual.
They get a whole month to do it. Not judging, but like questioning.
Sexuality in our society. So there's no need for a straight Pride Month. It sounds kind of silly, but also threatening people who suggest it is insane and incredibly not compelling. So maybe don't do that. Up next, this non-binary therapist has an interesting message. Take a listen.
If you want to celebrate Pride this year, start by shutting the up when it comes to gender affirming care. Your opinion is entirely irrelevant unless you are providing or receiving gender affirming care.
And like genuinely, I don't judge, right? I'm just taking a side. I'm just like trying to exclude everything that's not correct. But like, why do I always turn on these like TikToks or reaction to TikToks, and there's a specific way people look? Because I even know non-binary people. Well, okay, with non-binary it doesn't really hit that way, but like even non-binary people, they have like a sort of way that they're looking. It's like, I'm not trying to say that you're pushing it with your looks, but it's like kind of like you're trying to show off, and that I think what differentiates people, representatives of LGBTQ, with like gays and so people from this category who don't want to do anything like this. People who are in the whole pride thing, they like want to show off like they're in it. Maybe that's something that annoys people. At some point right now, I don't care, even though I live in one of the most liberal cities, probably even in the world, I would say, and it still didn't annoy me that much. So I'll rationally try to listen to you.
And I mean that entirely. Shut the up. No one cares what you have to say. Your opinion, despite you trying to make it sound like a fact, is not a fact. It is simply your opinion. It does not need to be expressed. It can stay inside.
What if it's backed up by science? Huh?
And your inside thoughts can stay there. You don't have to say shit about someone else's life. You don't have to say shit about someone else's decisions. You also don't have to say
No, your colleague from the previous video did tell me what I should do. I mean, she said where I should keep my opinions, or oh my god, no, screw it. She told me what I should say. So like, what am I supposed to do? Do or not to do? You know, Shakespeare had this question 400 years ago, and we're still struggling.
shit about something you don't know shit about. And that's okay. You don't need to know everything. But that also means you don't need to comment on everything.
How
And
do
you
you know I don't know anything? What if I studied?
don't need an opinion on everything either. So, all that being said, if you want to celebrate Pride, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And let people receive gender affirming care ethically, professionally, and as indicated by best treatment practices. So, let it be. Let it
I'm
be.
curious, you're a therapist. Since when do therapists tell people to shut the fuck up? Like, did I miss anything over the last couple months when I was out with injury? Like, I've seen physiotherapists, I know what they do. What's your job as a therapist?
Don't concern yourself with things that don't concern you. And shut the fuck up. Yay! Happy Pride, you're welcome.
Well, she seems lovely. And guys,
How dare you misgender her, Brad? How dare you He just called her the she. So he respected the previous person to call they that, but he called this a she? Firstly, I would call it a he, obviously. Like, to me, it's more of a he than a she.
she swore a bunch of times, making my job editing this video much more difficult, so thanks for that. So swearing a lot means you're right, and when you speak into the camera in a really condescending way, you must be correct. Oh wait, that's not how basic logic or argumentation works.
Water.
Other than that, great job. Now, of course, I would almost agree with this logic, at least as it's applied to adults doing their own thing on their own dime. If you are an adult who identifies as trans, as far as I'm concerned, you should have pretty wide latitude to do what you'd like with your body.
Like, here's the problem. Can you, what do you mean identifies as trans? I thought that trans people had their, like, you can't just identify. You have to go a certain process to be as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could even understand. That's just English.
The complications here is that a lot of the debate is centered on what you can do to kids and what is happening to minors. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter that I'm not personally involved. I am going to speak up and speak out against irreversible medical transition of minors who are far too young to truly understand or consent to the ramifications of a lot of these medical treatments without much evidence, not high quality evidence behind them, that can cause lifelong sexual dysfunction and even
God, I'm not even gonna talk about like children. Like, unlike some of these people, I actually do work a lot with children, and just like even thoughts of everything that Brad is talking is just like, nah. I don't want to like have anything. I don't even want to start, because I do start talking about it. I'm not threatening, but you don't want to hear about it.
infertility. Yeah, I have a problem with that being done in my name and being conflated with my rights, and I'm going to speak up about it even though it doesn't directly affect me. I mean, that's a pretty selfish and self-centered way to even view the world or view politics, but I am. And you're not going to bully me or people like me into not speaking out when, like it or not, it is being lumped in with us. So we have a right to an opinion. And a lot
That's the whole problem. Because then you look at this guy or any other, I don't know, gay person that you know, and you're automatically associating him with that group, which is kind of not always the case, you know? So I get where Brad is coming from. I do get it. And like, really, he's just taking words out of my mouth now. I only have like 2-3 comments to add on it.
lot of the people who are confused about their gender and being pushed down this medical path by well-meaning perhaps but deeply misguided medical and psychological professionals like this individual are actually just feminine gay males or masculine lesbian females who if not medicalized, would very likely grow out of their gender dysphoria. This is extensively documented, but instead are being put down this pipeline that once you start it, you then never go through the puberty that would have resolved your dysphoria potentially. So yeah, we are going to speak about it, especially again also because a lot of this is being done with our tax dollars as well through government healthcare
Right, true.
programs.
Oh
So
my
we
God,
are
I
entitled to
completely
an
forgot
opinion,
about this
and
over the
I
months.
really just can't imagine thinking this was like an effective way to communicate or advocate for a community or an agenda. Because all you've done is make yourself look unreasonable, toxic, and woefully, woefully misinformed. Because
I mean, the tone was okay. If it wasn't for her saying "shut the fuck up" every once or twice, or him, or I don't know. If it wasn't for that cursing, it would have been kind of fine. I'll give that.
as extensive reviews of the evidence from the University of York by Dr. Hilary Cass, by the Health and Human Services Department of the federal government, have all found there is not good evidence for these radical experimental treatments, especially as applied to minors, but even for adults. Now, for adults, it's your body, it's your life. I don't care, but don't gaslight us and don't think that cussing at us and condescending to us is going to make us back down and just let you win this argument and this debate in society. That's not happening. Next, the TikTok hate for J.K. Rowling is getting even more unhinged.
Yes.
Take a listen to
The
this.
biggest
At this point,
the
engaging
biggest homophobe in the history, of course, is J.K. Rowling.
with Harry Potter in any capacity is
If he's gonna start saying that Harry Potter doesn't have LGBTQ people, I'm just like skipping the guy.
an act of aggression against trans people. No nuance, no further discussion, full stop, period. Because of rhetoric from people like J.K. Rowling, and specifically J.K. Rowling, my partner cannot get a passport anymore and may not be able to vote in the next election thanks to the SAVE Act that is being passed. But sure, it's real cute that you still care about which Hogwarts house you would be in, you selfish transphobe. Well, what about separating the art from the artist? That is a term from literary criticism. Are you writing a graduate thesis about Harry Potter?
That like kind of true. I mean, I don't particularly defend this point, but I do agree with the point that you can't separate the art from the artist. You can comment on it, but usually, like I would say, the art would be good if it weren't for the artist. If it was any other artist, I would say, but I mean, for this artist, so I kind of get which point he's going on because I have similar aspects that I think of the same.
No? Well, then it doesn't apply to you. Maybe in a few decades, once that is dead, we can have a discussion.
Whoa. Why? Like, keep it easy, bud. Are we now like threatening people or what?
About the artistic merits of Harry Potter, there aren't many. Spoiler, she's a terrible writer on top of being a horrible person. But
Nah, now you're just like directly gaslighting. Come on. Like, you could skip the artwork. I mean, there's nothing bigger that has happened in the 20th century. Okay, maybe like end of 20th, end of 20th, beginning of 21st, in terms of literature. Everyone knows Harry Potter. Everyone just knows. It's like Sherlock Holmes for detective, Harry Potter is for magicians. You know, you can't separate it. Sorry, man. I'm. You know what? I'm just gonna skip you. Like, screw you. You're threatening people. I don't like it, and it's my channel. I can do whatever I want. Like, we can listen to what Brad says.
Continuing to consume the Harry Potter content or engage with the Harry Potter universe makes no difference whatsoever to how much money she's going to give to various causes or groups. She has basically infinity money. She can give them however much she wants. It makes no difference at all. So then you are just depriving people of something they enjoy that's not political, that harms trans people in no tangible way whatsoever, and being a massive woke scold and buzzkill and just trying to ruin fun things people like. How is that a good way to advance a cause or advance a movement? It's honestly beyond me. And just like this bullying, aggressive tone, plus like the weird misinformation about the SAVE Act, that's not a thing. I debunked it in a full video on my YouTube channel. And
What's
also
like the SAVE Act? If you debunked it, I might just watch it afterwards. or we can watch more TikToks. Well, screw you. I'm just going through the TikToks today. What time is it? What time is it? It's 1 a.m. at my place. I don't have the brain
So
power to
the
like talk about anything more serious.
idea that J.K. Rowling has anything to do with that legislation
Also, Rowling. I always call her Rowling.
passing in America is a stretch beyond belief, even if he was accurately characterizing this legislation, which, to be clear, he's absolutely not. The whole thing is just unhinged and, frankly, kind of scary. So maybe try to relax and step outside and maybe touch some grass. That could be good.
I love this
A little
line.
grass touching soon. Now here's one gay TikToker's video about Pride Month that I actually liked. Take a look at this.
All right, you're probably going to want to cancel me, but it's fine. It needs to be said. Who did this? Like, what gay approved this? We need to talk. Because, like, at this point, we're losing our touch, okay? Like, the whole point of the rainbow is that it has multiple colors, so it makes it all encompassing. And, like, listen, I thought the rainbow was tacky already. And now we need to, what, add in the Lakers fans? Guys, we
The Lakers fans, that is so good.
already had purple and yellow. And now what? We have shapes? What? To represent that we're all different shapes and sizes? I'm losing the plot, like, for real. And I don't really get why we added in the baby pink and the baby blue. I thought the whole point was like we were trying to abolish gender, and yet we picked two colors that represent the two most controversial genders, boy and girl. Sorry if that offends you. Now listen, I don't want to take away anybody's experience, because like, everybody's experience matters, right? They're all valid, but I just have to say, some of you have too many damn experiences.
He ate. He absolutely cooked. He spit nothing but facts. That thing, that
I don't know if he
monstrosity
ate or
that is
cooked,
called
but
the
he spit
progress
facts,
flag
yeah.
or whatever, is so hideous. Just from a graphic design point of view, it is diabolical that is associated with gay people, because we are so much, as a group collectively, tend to be so much more stylistically adept, and just that is so
Partially true as
ugly.
well.
And I totally agree. It's so pointless. It's so dumb. The whole point of a rainbow is that it already includes everyone, like the spectrum. So you don't need stripes for black and brown people. They're already included. In when the rainbow represents gay people, that's black, it's white, it's purple, it's orange, whatever. The idea that you need extra stripes for them, or the idea that like you need intersex and asexual colors and all this other stuff that really, especially in the case of intersex, is just like a rare genetic medical condition, not an identity or a sexuality. It's just a bizarre conflation. And I only disagree with one thing this dude said when he's like, yeah, of course your experiences are valid. No, some of y'all's experiences are not valid, actually. Sapiosexual is not a thing. Cupcake gender, not a thing. Neo-pronouns, not a thing. And part of the problem with this progress flag, beyond the fact that it is a visual war crime, is that it lumps in all this other highly dubious stuff with gays and lesbians and bisexual people. And it's like, at some point we have to have an honest conversation about the fact that the stuff they keep adding is dragging this whole category. I don't even call it a community, because it's really not. This whole category down.
That's something that I just wanted to like add up, but he sped up. Look, if you're like, here's how the LGBT totally debunks. Lesbian, gay, bisexual are all like things that attract you, right? So it's like, but they are still like men and women, right? Who are like affected, I don't know, intimate in terms of their intimacy, who they are attracted to. But transgender is a completely different thing. And if the rainbow at least created some ideas, because the rainbow wasn't like clearly representing LGBT, it was also represented like oppressed people. And by that could at least make sense if you're trying to fill everyone in. But if you're creating something that represents everyone and then categorize someone extra, it makes no sense. Like, my voice just cracked, but it makes genuinely no sense. So are we like together or not? Are we like trying to push ourselves? Because the rainbow actually does make sense if you're pushing everyone together. It doesn't make sense at all if you're adding and trying to show that it's something different. All right. God, I'm getting like too cranky on it. But I
up,
mean, again, it's late,
down. And so
so
now when I see somebody flying or representing the original rainbow flag, I'm like, oh, that's low-key a based gay person. like that's a gay person who's not with all the woke shit. Now, of course, that's probably not true. It may just be, a flag they still bought or an old flag that they have. But I find it funny, and I think we should make the old rainbow flag like a secret symbol of resistance from within the LGBT category of like, we're not with all that other stuff. So we just do the old fashioned regular rainbow. I'm not a flag person. I'm not like a bumper sticker kind of person. But if I was going to, I sure as shit wouldn't be caught dead with that monstrosity anywhere displayed. But I would maybe do just a plain old rainbow flag, and maybe we need to reclaim it and officially start to push back on whatever the heck that ugly thing is and so much of what it represents. But what do you guys think? I can't really handle any more of these videos.
yeah, but I'm able to handle another video of you handling videos. That's like the max that I'm going for. I'm not even doing anything extra. Just giving a short summary of this video for those who are going to watch this on YouTube later. Moral of the story is basically this. I don't even have a moral of the story. It's like, live your life, enjoy it, don't push too much. You know what I'm saying? Don't push too much. This was me, Zeno, today with you people who are watching this on YouTube, on replay particularly. If you're watching this live, yes, I can see you're watching this live. We're going to another one of his videos. But for those of you watching this on replay, I will hopefully see you in some other videos. Woo! Yeah, I gotta do these streams like for next week. I gotta do them. I gotta like actually plan and make a theme because the Tuesday stream was so good. The Tuesday stream was so good, and today's like I had like there were some stories, right? And today is more of like just me posting whatever I can. It's just like me posting things. I'll still do it. Like screw it. It's about showing up, but yeah. We're going into the next video. Normal gay reacts to woke LGBTQ TikToks. Now, firstly, we all need to mention you misrepresented everyone. But all in all, who really cares in this community? Like, if you're offended by this, then I think you should like shut the video directly because you're probably not gonna like what I'm about to say. And I'm gonna say a lot of very rational stuff. So without further ado, let's pop into the video.
I know a trans woman who has had her downstairs done. With these men, she has done everything that there is to do, and the men didn't know.
Hey, so this is incredibly creepy.
He was on CNN.
We're gonna check in with.
Wait, was he on CNN? He was talking about Trump wanting. Okay.
We're going to check in with the unhinged corner of the LGBT community on TikTok, or as I call them, the Wi-Fi password movement, from the perspective.
That's a good one. But before, guys, you move on, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, please. I can see there's a lot of you watching on it, and I want to hit 300 subscribers because I want to keep going. I don't want to stop. So let's cut to that number. Come on, I believe.
Perspective of a normal gay guy who hasn't quite lost his marbles yet. In this bonus episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast, my daily show where we take on the craziest ideas from across the internet, our media, and our politics, all from an independent perspective. Up first, we have this.
I actually position myself similarly. It's just that I'm not gay. Should I call myself normal straight person? Nah, I ain't normal.
Lovely, extremely ladylike individual from TikTok, Lily Tino, explaining something that, warning guys, this is creepy.
I know a trans woman who has had her downstairs done, and she's told.
When do you think someone trans should disclose the fact when dating? On app before? That's a good question. I think here's the thing. Because it's such a huge issue, you should probably disclose it like instantly, in my personal opinion. It's just, it's like, it's like something that has to go on. Like, if you're dating a gay person or you can't date a, well, that's a bit different because you can't really date a gay person if you're not gay yourself. So, but yeah, if there's one thing that I could mix in the whole LGBT is that, or Q even, I would want to have it like immediately notified.
Told me about dates that she's gone on with men. With these men, she has done everything that there is to do, and the men didn't know. First and foremost, that is a testament to modern medicine that it's even possible for that to happen. But it's also an interesting quandary because at that point, what are you even really disclosing? What is there to disclose? There's no deception. When you're dating someone, you don't have to disclose every single.
It's like a past. I mean, I'm not going to go political, but it's like, I don't know, maybe an Israel person dating someone from Iran. Like, come on, you can't just move on and then say, oh yeah, by the way, I have Israel pass. Like, no, that's like a very ground line, very ground line.
Thing about yourself up front. That's the fun of it. You get to learn about someone new. If you're in a relationship with someone for long enough, of course it's going to come up, probably sooner rather than later. When you trust someone, you can tell them. I personally put it on my dating profile, but not everyone does, and that's
like one of the things. Some people, I kind of agree with this person, only kind of, because some people might accept this, like it's, they're like thinking, well, because what the whole point of transgender is not that you can see it, right? The whole point of a transgender is not like this person, right? I don't need to see a guy who's trying to pretend like he's a girl. No, the point of a transgender is that you're a guy and you transition into being a girl, like a fully girl. So it's kind of like true what he is saying, but on the other hand, for 90% of the people, and I'm in that 90%, it's still an ick. You like, that's just something that not yet. Maybe our society is gonna come to this in like 10, 20, 30 years. I want to say 30, but really how things have shifted in the last 10 already makes me think that the next 10 will be even more interesting. So yeah, I still don't think that nowadays. I still think that the percentage of people, still think that the big percentage will want to know.
okay. Our transness is not the only thing that defines us.
So I'm not going to hold your hand when I say this. In fact, I'm probably going to keep at least a 10-foot distance, but this is incredibly rapey. This is incredibly creepy and predatorial. It's not normal and not okay to deceive people into intimate relations. And you should not be promoting that to millions of people on TikTok as if that's a perfectly fine and dandy acceptable practice. It's not. It's actually incredibly relevant that you are, if you're a trans woman, born biologically male, and it's something that a lot of potential partners would not be comfortable with if they knew. Some still would, and if you tell them and you're in a consensual relationship, like, amazing. Great for y'all.
Do whatever you want.
But if you don't tell them, if you withhold that crucial information, many of them will feel tricked or betrayed or wouldn't have agreed to do it or to move forward with this relationship if they knew that knowledge. So it is creepy and sinister to withhold that knowledge. It's always deeply, I think, problematic.
It's like, yeah, I agree with Brad, and I'm not like for that TikToker. It's just that if you really think about, this is like the whole also problem with transgenders, if you look at it. Because if at the very beginning they did shift in a way where they actually transitioned, I think people would be much more acceptable of them, right? People would much rather accept and understand, well, okay, this is now the reality that a man can transition to a woman. But the problem that they ran into is that you can't really transition fully, right? You can't really go from man to woman because it's still different. It's still some biology that you can't replace. And because it all got mixed up, because transgender became its own gender, it didn't become transition from guy to girl. It became something third. That's, I think, the problem that the people have, and including me. I have a big, as I just said, I would never date a transgender person. It's just something I wouldn't do, honestly. Call me whatever names you want. I just don't. This is something like I have. I'm not telling you to not do it, but it's just something I would. But that's the whole problem. At the end of the day, you're not dating nor a guy nor a girl. You're dating a transgender. And this is something like important. When I said at the beginning that gay, I can't understand the difference between gay and transgender, particularly what I mean in this, that, a gay person can't date a gay person. Yes, but transgender is not the same as boy and girl at the end of the day, and that's why I think you should tell. Yeah, good point, Brad. You did convince me.
Problematic to lie to people or trick them into intimate relations, but especially so when what you're talking about is like the very foundations of sexuality, which is biology, not identity, not how you feel inside, that you're tricking them about. That's not okay, and I can't believe I even have to explain that. It's also really bad advice to give to trans people, trans women in particular, because nothing justifies violence, to be clear. But if you trick men and they find out after the fact, you are putting yourself in a situation where violence or crimes may be committed against you.
That is kind
And
of true.
I don't want that for anyone, but it's just like a common logical next step of what might happen if you put yourself in that situation. So you are giving people what not only is what you're doing immoral, but you are also giving people advice that if they follow it may make them unsafe. That's terrible in every single way imaginable. But hey, at least you got your 1.5 million views to fund your next trip to a restaurant where you can terrorize innocent waiters who call you sir.
Guy who dropped the food off, he called me sir twice in a row.
It's remarkable to me that even the comment section on TikTok, which is like probably the most left-wing and woke of any social media platform, totally disagreed with Lily on this. Absolutely not. I'm fully supportive of the trans community, and I have a psychology degree myself. You are harming the trans community by saying things like this. You should always.
Yeah, it's something I talked about in the previous video, but why do they all look like this?
Disclose this. Non-disclosure is non-consent. Hope this helps. You absolutely should not lie to a prospective partner. Transparency from the start is key. Very weird take. That's absolutely not okay. What happens when that person eventually finds out and harms the trans person for lying to them? There's absolutely no point in lying. It is.
Brad first read the comments and then he just built his monologue based on all of them.
Deceptive. This is such a good point. What is the point in lying? What is being achieved? Because if you disclose to a person and they're interested, then you can move forward. But if you disclose to a person and they're not interested, then in absence of that disclosure, you would be engaging in an intimate act with somebody who you knew if they knew the truth about you wouldn't want to be with you.
Yeah,
that's
right.
not normal to want that. That's predatory to want that. And frankly, everything about this video is just giving a bouquet of red flags. But that makes it sadly par for the course for this particular creator, Lily Tino, who is a plague on the LGBT community and the trans community in particular. What do y'all think? Can you believe people actually think that's okay? Let me know in the comments and hit that like button to reward my suffering. Now we're going to get into more unhinged TikToks from the alphabet people after this. The trans debate.
After he wears an ancient football skirt and then he pushes some sort of advertising that I'm not getting sponsored for. So with that being said, I'm skipping the ad.
Viral video where it's like, why are you gay?
Why are you
Oh,
gay?
this legend.
Who says I'm gay?
I am literally following an Instagram account that posts this video every single day just for me to be reminded about this truthful piece of art.
You are gay.
Well, now we have woke people saying, why are you straight? Yes, seriously. Welcome to 2025, I guess. Take a listen.
Being cishet is the craziest thing to me. Honest to God.
Genuinely, I'm sorry. Why do you have to look like this? I can't stand it anymore. Like, honestly. I think because people that look differently have better things to do than posting TikToks. You know, most of them, some of them react to them, trying to build a whole different thing based on it, and some of them just skip it.
Told my cishet friends this, and they kind of agree with it, which is like to come out of the womb, go through a lifetime of experiences, and remain the same thing you were told you were as a kid. You were told you're a girl and you like boys, and you never questioned it.
Of course. Have you like? I genuinely am sorry for women, like for especially for straight women. Like, can you imagine being like a straight woman? No offense, but it's like it's such a you just have to feel it as a guy what it's like having interest in women. It's something you can it's like a feeling, you know. Of course I never questioned it. It's awesome. It's just so awesome.
Squeeze the avocados at Trader Joe's to make sure that they're ripe enough, but you've never even tried to kiss a girl.
This video made me roll my eyes so
What?
hard, I think I gave
Oh,
myself a
you're
headache.
questioning
Because,
why I'm
guys, by the way,
straight. Yeah, no,
cishet
definitely.
stands for cisgender heterosexual, meaning you're not transgender and you're straight. So it's basically just a woke, overly academic term that means like normal, like 95+% of the population would be described in this way. It's kind of the
Listen, that's why I also don't judge lesbians at all. Like, come on, of course you're gonna go, but for the hot girls, like there's nothing. I can't compare not even hot, but like a genuinely beautiful girl. I'm talking about like those girls that you look at and you think of them like they are angels. Like that is a feeling that I'm sure no guy would trade for anything.
default setting of humans. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with being different, with not being typical. I think that's fine. I think that's totally okay
Of course,
in
you
a
think
free
okay.
society. We don't all have to be the same, but it's like we don't need special woke
Your actions back your words.
buzzwords made up. What we're just talking about is like the default typical human experience, but that's what that means. And what happened to the whole idea that we're born this way? It's more complicated than that, but the essential argument behind the acceptance for gay people was that like it's not a choice, you can't change. Questioning it or going to
Yeah,
therapies of any
true.
kind won't be able to change it. And yet, here's this person saying like, why don't you just try it? Why haven't you thought about it? It's like you're not doing progress. You are actually undercutting the fundamental immutability of these traits and these characteristics that was essential to fighting for acceptance for them in the first place. It's also incoherent and so absolutely backwards. By the way,
Brad is like Brad is giving rational arguments in these. I'm more of like reacting to it. Harsh. Hey bro, sup? I'm good, bro. Hey, listen, I'm good. I'm glad you're like commenting in the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Come on, we gotta hit 300. So if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Yeah, as you can see, I'm tired, and I'm tired because I'm just like commenting and having fun. I'm not even getting rational opinions on this anymore. Ah, that's so good. You're pursuing your bachelor's in philosophy. I'm still gonna graduate earlier than you. But yeah, I hope you're actually enjoying it. I genuinely do because I know so many people who are not. So keep pushing it.
hey guys, I just rolled out a new line of merch items based on the fact that together, suffering through this Delulu, we are all on our last brain cell. So we got really cool slogan,
Oh
just
no,
Delulu.
another ad.
I'm disabled.
And warning
Hey, we got a
guys, this is
sketch.
kind of nasty.
Dude, just brush your teeth. I'm disabled. I struggle with it. It's not an excuse. Just do it. It's not meant to be an excuse. It's meant to be an explanation. Explain to me like I'm 5 while you can't get off your fat and go move your arm up and down a couple of times and clean your nasty chompers. I'm disabled. Disabled means I'm not able.
I'm sorry, what?
To be disabled, you kind of need to. It's always disabled from what? So I'm not able to do what? Brush the teeth? What does that even have to do with anything? From where are you, bro? Huh. If you want to know the answer to that question, you should go watch the first video at my channel. Like I know I have a whole introduction video where I am from.
What? Ew. Ew. Ugh. Girl, I am not buying this. Not for a second. Maybe there are some people who are truly so disabled that they can't brush their teeth, but clearly not you. You're the one recording yourself, moving your hand all like this, making a little skit. You can surely do the same for a freaking toothbrush to maybe de-yellowify those interesting items you got in your mouth on display here. It's kind of insulting to people with genuine disabilities to suggest that therefore, because they're disabled, they're incapable of maintaining basic hygiene. That's actually not true. I think at least not in the vast majority of cases. And you are suggesting otherwise, apparently just because you're lazy and don't care about being gross.
Bro, he's
It's your
giving
life.
so much
It's your
better arguments
body.
than me
I'm
today.
gonna stay at least 10 feet away. That's just me. But like, if you want to be gross, it's a free country. You can be gross. Don't blame it on you being disabled when clearly you're not too disabled to do this and you are just making excuses for having nasty breath. Like a huge chunk of society today just has no concept of resilience,
The problem is the breath just chew a gum.
individual agency, personal autonomy, taking charge of your own life, and is just always looking for BS reasons to claim that everything is beyond their control and they're so helpless. You're not, in fact. You might have challenges, you might have hurdles that other people don't face, and we can have empathy and compassion for that.
No
But you are
question
not. Almost no one in America in 2025, I'm sure there are rare exceptions, is truly helpless and unable to improve or take charge of their life in any way. Some of y'all just want to be helpless so bad, and it is exhausting and, at least in this particular case, kind.
Now I just can't fight this feeling. We should be helpless. We should be helpless. Just came into my head. Don't ask me why. 2 a.m.
Nasty. Up next, guys, another TikToker's faking a hate crime. Take a listen to this one person's supposedly horrifying experience at the airport.
If you're wondering what it's like to travel as a trans person in America right now, I just checked in for my flight, and when I showed the guy my ID when I was dropping off my bag, he audibly said my dead first and middle name, so like everyone around could hear.
What?
So that's fun.
Oh no. How will you ever recover? I can't believe you had to go through that. You are so stunning and brave, bro. You mean when you approached the security agent at the airport, appearing as a man, and you handed them an identification that had a female name, say like Lauren, whatever. They said, "Oh, you're Lauren?" And then looked and made sure that you were the correct person before allowing you to go through security, just confirming that's your name. So they did their job, and you're acting like that's some kind
What
of
am I
bias
doing?
incident or victimization moment for you. That is pathetic. I mean, you can change your name, by the way. If you really want to, you can get a new passport, new driver's license, whatever, with a new name on it. If you haven't done that, you can't complain that they read the name that's on the ID you gave them to verify your identity. What? The audacity and entitlement of people on this app, on
I
TikTok.
wanted to make a joke about this, but I just can't because it's so even stupid that I can't even come up with anything.
Never ceases to astound me. And like, obviously I'm not trans. I don't have gender dysphoria, so I can't fully understand what it must be like to have that experience, but are y'all really so fragile that just like, oh, what a few people around you in airport security here is so emotionally impactful for you? Also, making this about Trump, bruh, I have no idea what you're talking about. That could have easily happened when Obama was president, Biden was president. It's just normal security things happening to you. It's nothing about Trump's America.
Wait, what's...
When I showed the guy my ID.
Horrifying experience at the airport.
If you're wondering what it's like to travel as a trans person in America right now, I just checked in for my flight, and when I showed the guy my ID when I was dropping off my bag.
In America right now. Well, he didn't quite say Trump, but I'll give you half a point for this.
Impactful for you. Also, making this about Trump, bruh, I have no idea what you're talking about. That could have easily happened when Obama was president, Biden was president. It's just normal security things happening to you. It's nothing about Trump's America that fomented this experience in your life.
Brad is also kind of twisting the facts. Like, that person didn't say Trump's America. They said America right now. And sure, you can say that by right now he means under Trump's presidency, but like it, this is the small differences. You know what? When you're like trying to make a video, trying to like build a story compared to like actually being a reporter and rationally taking facts. Like the idea of Trump never even crossed my mind when I watched these videos. Like in America right now, well, okay, in America right now, but technically he might even be correct, and in like 90% of the time, I think he would be correct in this situation. But it's still interesting how he kind of pushes this interesting fact.
Terrible hate crime that supposedly happened to you. I think some of these people just need to be like stronger in their sense of self, because you shouldn't really care about the opinion of a couple strangers who, by the way, I doubt noticed or cared. They're like taking their shoes off to go through some stupid machine as part of like security theater at the airport, and they're trying not to miss a flight. They don't care what your name is, so they probably just moved on and kept it moving. But to be so worked up about what a few strangers might have heard suggests that you probably need to work internally on having more self-esteem and being more confident on the inside, because it's not normal and it's not healthy to be this fragile and this desperate to paint yourself as a victim in scenarios where you're literally not. Other than that, though, you're doing amazing, I guess. Up next, guys, this one's a doozy, because this TikTok therapist is actually awful. Take a listen.
Say it with me. I do not participate in conversations.
You were just there in the previous video. Hey, yo. Okay, now I'm listening again. I'm finally gonna at least find out how do I put this correctly? How do you identify yourself?
That seek to rationalize harm against other people. I don't participate in conversations that try to get me to change my position on basic human rights. If the conversation requires me to tolerate the human rights violation of literally anyone, I'm not participating in it. Yeah,
No, because in the last video you told me to and other viewers to shut the fuck up when I'm expressing my opinion. Which is like kind of the whole idea of America, is that you can push your opinions, is that it's a free democracy, you can say whatever like you want, technically. But you can say stuff out loud. So yeah, you're kind of hypocrite on this one.
Draw the line at participating in conversations that require me to debate someone's dignity and humanity. If you're trying to debate me, but you're not open to hearing alternative perspectives, I don't think this is a debate. I think this is just you trying to manipulate me into getting to feel the way that you do. You are always entitled to your opinion, but just know there is a difference between a difference in opinion and debating whether or not someone should exist. Look, I love you, but I am not down with having conversations that treat...
Look, I don't know you, so I will never say that I love you, but you're being a hypocrite right now.
Treat anyone as less than human. Look, I really care about our relationship, but not at the cost of me staying silent when people are literally losing their lives. Just because I love you, just because we're family, doesn't mean I have to stay and have this conversation with you.
And maybe he's talking about his family, you know?
I'm gonna go.
Y'all, I hate it here so much sometimes. The audacity for this person, this woman, this therapist, to say,
oh, it's a woman.
Well, MAGA people aren't open to hearing other perspectives, while making an entire video about how unopen to hearing other perspectives she is, and encouraging other people to use the same framework, is so galling and so maddening. It's also just so full of straw man ridiculous arguments. No one is arguing those people shouldn't exist. That's not a thing. Not really, not in any mainstream political debate. There's arguments about all sorts of rights intersections, about complicated policy and moral and ethical questions. No one in American politics is saying those people shouldn't exist. Give me a break. For you to be shutting down other people's opinions while so out of touch with what they actually believe, and yet claiming you're somehow an expert in navigating these social dynamics, is wild. And then this approach to conversation is, first off, never going to convince anyone. Get used to losing. You will never convince anyone in a democratic society of your viewpoint, of your far left gobbledygook worldview, by just telling them you're wrong and I won't speak to you because you don't respect human rights. That's not an argument. It's a way of opting out of an argument. And if you want to do that, just great. Give up on ever winning an election again, because you have to convince people in a society where the majority of people do not currently share your levels of Delulu. So you're just kind of owning
That's true.
yourself and taking a massive L. But
That's
other than
right,
that,
Andy.
great job. And I hate when they say, well, this is just human rights, so therefore it's not up for debate. Y'all just label all your opinions human rights and then say no one can disagree with you. In fact, there's wide debate to be had about whether something is truly constitutes a human right or is in keeping with human rights. And in fact, there are a lot of Republican or conservative positions or non-left-wing positions that they view as human rights: the right to life for unborn babies, the right to bear arms in self-defense, that you probably disagree with. I'm making some assumptions here, but they, them in bio
God,
usually
he's
does
so
not
good today.
correlate with
He's
pro-life and
Brad is
pro-gun.
cooking in
By
this.
your own logic, they shouldn't speak to you or dignify you with a conversation because you oppose human rights. No, in reality,
He's cooking because he's bringing up ideas that are not connected here, but that fit perfectly, and that is something that I should usually do.
of course they should, because we should be exchanging ideas. We should be trying to convince people. We should be trying to have good faith dialogues. But by your own twisted, demented, busted, crusted worldview, they should not even dignify you with a conversation because you're
Exactly. They
against
don't
human
deserve
rights.
it.
Do you see how trite this is? You see how childish this is? These people make me want to pull my hair out, and listening to them destroys my brain cells. But I do it for you guys because y'all are a little sick. You enjoy it. You like watching me suffer and lose brain cells for your entertainment pleasure and viewing pleasure. So that's what I do. That'll be it for this
Kinda
bonus
true. At
episode. I
least
can't
he's
handle any more
honest
of these
about
crazy
he's even
TikTok
honest about what he does. Nah, Brad, you know what? I've been holding this for long, but you kind of deserve it. I'll give you that. I'm watching your video. Might as well subscribe. And this is exactly what I suggest you do right now. If you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please do it, or tell me why. Tell me why in the comment section, because I really want to know what I need to do better. Sometimes I understand it on my own, but I usually need help. And because all of this is kind of for you, that's why your help is the one that I'm seeking. So, guys, this was me, Zeno, today, reacting to some Brad Polumbo videos, and I really hope you enjoyed at least some of it, because I didn't really enjoy fully it all, but that's just from my personal perspective. So if you did enjoy it, please like this video and comment below what you enjoyed particularly, and if you didn't, then please dislike and definitely comment what you didn't like. What can I say? I will see you all in my other streams, in my other reactions, and also watch my short videos, because we are doing push-ups. We're doing push-ups together, and I'm growing that challenge every single day as much as I can. So yeah, thanks for being here with me today, and I will see you in my other reactions. Woo!